Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a pretty scarce book. It is 1733, and it was published by Alexander Pope and Jonathan Swift. And it's a miscellany of various poems and writings written by the two poets, which was one of a series put together by them in the 1720s to give authoritative versions of their own work before they got pirated by notorious pirate booksellers of the day. This was initially published in 1727, and this, I think, is a second edition of 1733, and it's called Miscellanies, the last volume, and it has poems, a description of the morning, Baucis and Philemon, various sort of mock classical poems, Prometheus on wood, the Patentee's Irish halfpence, all sorts of contents on bathos and so on. There's a charming mock literary piece called On the Art of Sinking in Poetry. There we are, Peribathos, or The Art of Sinking in Poetry. There we are, I think that's by Swift. There it is, signed by Jonathan Swift and Alexander Pope, Twickenham, where Swift lived, in 1727. That's the preface to the first edition. Charming vignettes. And it says here at the start, we're publishing these because we want to get them in print ourselves before people pirate them. There's a rather lovely, you can see the print mark there, engraved colophon on the front, which entwines the initials of Alexander Pope and Jonathan Swift in a monogram. The book has its original or an early leather binding back, but the front is missing, so it's sort of a disbound volume, a couple of nicks and a missing corner there. I just think it's very rare. I can't find any copies of this for sale at all anywhere. I can barely find a mention of it as a saleable item. I can only find mentions of it in scholarly collections or as modern scholarly reprints. I can't find anything, so I can't judge its value. I'm going to start it off at what I think is a fair price for a very early edition of Alexander Pope and Jonathan Swift. There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Bye.